Hello teacher, my name is Yun and today I would like to tell you about conversations between two people. The sentence 1 through 3. So the woman says to the man, when they are put their desk jobs notice on their site, they had received a lot of applications and she heard there were at least 50. So the man replied he knew, and he thought the president would be happy to hear that, because the president was eager to hire a head engineer and wanted the new hires to start as soon as possible. So the woman commented she didn't being able to look at all of them properly because each word shows many submissions. So the man suggested to have her because he had some time the following day around 10 o'clock, and he would start by her office and they could go over them together. The sentence 4 through 6. So the man congratulates the woman on her promotions, and he wanted to know when it go into effect. So the woman replied it started in two weeks. However, she said she was busy in design because she needed to attend training every day, and she didn't know when she would have time to park that stuff up. So the man replied he had to finish his work for that day. So the woman was happy about that, and she wanted to know if the man could see there is an extra perk in the supply closet. The sentence 7 through 9. So the woman says to the man, the store manager's Missy Harford retired last year, and they were looking for someone internal to take the spot. So the man was right about that, and he replied he had the life to be a store manager. However, he didn't think he had enough experience to be considered. So the woman wanted to know if the man took business class in the college, and she says the man had been assistant manager for a while. That were a lot more than most of there. So the man replied with her, and he wanted to know when the interview started. So the woman replied she thought they would be compiling a list of candidates that month and beginning interviews the month after, and she suggested the man act the human resources manager. The sentence 10 through 12. So the woman says to the man, as Stacy was quitting and going to work for the prize publications. So the man was right about that. He said that's were the biggest competitor, and he thought that Stacy liked it there. So the woman replied the prize publications scolded her and offered her correspondence. It was her to refuse. So the man commented it was good for Stacy, and He says maybe they should start thinking about their care plans. So the woman agreed with him. She thought she would update her resume later that day. So sentence 13 through 15. So the main H and P introduce themselves, and they thank the woman for coming to that day interviews. So the woman replied, "It's great to finally meet them." So the man P says to the woman, "They look at cover her resume, and so she would be a perfect addition to their design department." However, they weren't sure the woman had much experience in fashion photography. So the woman replied, she did. She had freelance work for her friend fashion studio, and suggested the man see off the piece they used on her friend's website, and she put some with her that day. So the man replied, "That would be great," and he wanted to know if the woman told them about how she came up with her sorting method. The sentence 16 through 18. So the man says to the man wanted to know if the woman had applied for the company positions that were advertised the week before. So the woman disagreed with him. She was still revising her resume because she had to feel like it stands out enough, and she knew they would be opening up the hiring to people outside the companies as well. So the man suggested send the woman his resume to use at a gate because he had received a lot of help, and he wanted to have her. So the woman agreed with him, and she was thanked about that. The sentence 18 through 21. So the woman says to the man, before they finished that day meeting, she had to talk about their hiring process for that year. In the past, they had always been a headhunter who recommends candidates to them. However, she had to discontinue that server, so the man was right about that. He thought it was very successful. So the woman replied, it was very costly, and the corporate would like them to reduce hiring costs, and she had to come up with a chart that showed how they had to hide people in the process. So the man replied his was right, and he didn't expect their wishes, and then they should definitely go with the second best method. He would talk to the rest of the team so they can know more about that. Thank you for listening.